Hello, welcome to the stream. Need to move the mic a little. Need just wait a bit to see if others will join as well, so that I can explain just once. By the way, the references, you will find them in the Discord server. I already shared the pictures there, so we'll be using these references. Hello crystals, how are you doing? I need to move this headphone, just annoying. Hello Siba, welcome to the stream. I think I need to, oh no, not this one, it's this one here. Yeah, I tried, but like I was busy, so I tried to stream early. Well, it's still like 5 p.m. here, so for me it's a bit like it's not that late, but I think it's about how much it's, if I have 5 p.m. I think you will have 11 p.m. Oh, it's 10. Okay, well, almost. Okay, let me just grab another sketchbook so that I can explain this basic stuff. Oh yeah, I see. Well, I was busy and I tried to charge my laptop so that it doesn't like turn off on stream. Yeah, anyway, let me just check this. Okay. We'll start with the basics, as I said. So instead of using front view, it's a lot easier to use the 3/4. Oh, it's, yeah, that's I need to find like the right time to stream so that everyone can actually join. If I streamed like at 3 p.m, it will be like, for crystals I think it will be too early, like about 10 or 9 a.m. So anyway, let's just start with this reference. I will just explain it on top of this reference, and then we can practice the basic head for all these 5 references. You can submit like the practice on the Discord server so I can check them before I turn off the stream. So the basics, let's see. First of all, like if you watch like my live stream, usually you will see me starting with the circle. Whenever I can. Yeah, that's cool. You can always like watch the replay. I don't delete the replays, so you can watch them whenever you can. So we start always with the circle, of course. As you may know, I'm using the loomis method. Not fully, but like I'm taking one step, like what I find useful from the loomis method, I combine it with the Riley method and Asar's head. I think it's the red is visible in this reference here. So the method I use always, or like the method I like to suggest to beginners, is to learn how to construct the head instead of just copying it, because like drawing the head is a bit complex. Like you have like the details on the eye, these like little hair and like the wrinkles and stuff, so like it's too complicated to draw. So instead of like taking everything and trying to copy it like exactly as you see it, you start with understanding how you can simplify like this whole reference into just basic geometrical shapes. And we always start with the circle. Some people like find it like annoying to start with the circle, like they just want to start drawing right away. But like if you think about it, they got this idea from like professional artists. They watch professional artists like copy the references, and they try to do the same. But like if you think about it, the professional artists, even if they copy like the eye and stuff like that, they already understand how everything is put together, and they have experience as well as like they practice their whole life to just be able to draw without needing the construction. Like think about it like riding a bike or something. You start with adding the wheels like to the side of the bicycle, and once you get used to like the balance, you remove like all, like you remove those those wheels, and you keep like 2 wheels and you still keep your balance. So think about it like that. So like it's not just copying, but you need to understand what's underneath the whole portrait. Also, like I like to break down the whole process. Let me just remove this one really quick. So I like to remove like to simplify like the whole portrait into stages. So in like stage 1, I will only practice like the basic head, as I call it, like well, I will just write basic head. So in stage 1, I forgot to write 1. So in stage 1, we start with practicing the basic head, and the basic head is just when you remove like all the details from a drawing, you're left with just a simple shapes, which consists of just a sphere and then a boxy shape, as you may call it, a boxy shape for the jaw. But like even though like it seems simple like this, you need to understand like the lines, and it's not just like random lines. You need to like think about it like in 3D dimension, like 3D dimension, what the heck I'm saying, like in 3-dimension space. So like we start with like the circle. Let me just use this reference right here. So you start with the circle, which represent the skull of the face, like the head. We don't include the hair because the hair is just, it has its own volume. So think about it like it's, imagine as if like this reference is just bold and you have like just the skull and the skin on top of their head. So you won't have this hair, so you don't have to include the hair in your circle. So draw it like big enough to cover like the front and the back. That's about it. Like, so we have our main circle. That's how like we simplify the whole cranium of the head. We simplify it into just one sphere. Hello, Golden Cubby. Loomis method, like Loomis tend to remove this side by chopping it so that it looks like this side will be flat, and then we have a turn here for the sphere. So we have a side circle, and please don't worry about this side circle because it doesn't matter like how big or small, because it doesn't actually matter. It's not that important. You use it to start thinking in 3-dimension. Like for example, we have this line. If I continue this line without cutting it from this side, it will be something like this. So I'm thinking about the whole sphere. So we have the line are connected from the other side of this circle. So it's not just a circle, it's a 3-dimensional sphere. When you start thinking about like the whole 3D thing, you start to see, like, even if you don't see something in the drawing, you are still thinking, like, you still keep in mind that it should be like wrapping around that object. So after we draw this eyebrow line, we draw like the cross of the face. So this is just stage 1. So you have to practice this basic stuff for like a couple of weeks before like adding the details. I will show you like my previous drawing because I just found them, and you will see like how much you will improve if you just understood like this basic head. So this is the basic head. You have a sphere and then a jaw. We remove all the details from our portrait. So like instead of thinking about like the details, as I said, you remove everything and you just focus on one step or like one stage at a time. So in stage 1 we simplify the head with this basic head. If you keep like drawing just these basic heads, you will be like more confident with drawing like references like from different angles. And by the way, I wouldn't recommend using like different angles. You should just stick with like normal angles. What I mean by normal angles, there are references that like they are not tilted, their faces like looking up or down or something like that. Because when the face is looking up or down, you have like the perspective, like it starts to get involved. So you will need to understand like perspective, how it foreshortened when the head is looking up or down. But like in stage 1 you should focus only on one thing, like how to construct the basic head, a simple basic head for like 3/4 and like front view and profile view. 3 main angles which you should focus on at the beginning before adding the details. You should practice this stage like, I would say, at least 1 month or so. It may like you may find it like boring or so. Like actually it is boring, but if you start with this basic head, if you understand it, your drawing will not look off. Let me just show you an example from one of my oldest drawings. This drawing I did in 2020, I think it's in 2020 or 2023. So if you compare like this drawing with like more recent drawing, you will see that I improved like a lot. Let me just find, like if you compare this drawing with this one, you can see that there is like a huge difference between the two. Yeah, exactly. What is this? So this is my old drawing and there is more. Let me just show you. So it's not just I'm not just talking nonsense here. It's this stuff comes from like experience. So there is this also. Yeah, exactly. I like to show my old art, like to give you motivation, to show you that even if like your drawings doesn't look as you want them to look, you just need to practice, that's all. So this, when I started practicing the basic head stuff, these references are from the Loomis method or like the Loomis book. So as you can see, I didn't understand how to put like the whole head. I just try to copy what I see without like understanding the actual structure. But like I'm trying to do like the side circle and stuff like that. Let me see another example. So like if you compare this to this, like there is a huge difference. And I started like this practice was in 2023, I believe. Let me just see. Oh yeah, trying to draw anime. And please don't judge. Don't judge these drawings. Let me just look for something else. this one, the same angle, 3/4, almost 3 years between the two. So like if you compare this one to this one here, you see like how much I did improve by just understanding this basic head. Yeah, you are judging. Well, at least I'm trying to motivate you. So just by understanding this basic stuff, like the basic head, and only practice the basic head, you don't need to add the details. Don't think about like the size of the side circle or stuff like that. Just draw the basic head. Like you have a reference, try to simplify it. Don't think about anything else. Like imagine this reference doesn't have any hair, it's just a bold reference, and you don't have eyes, there is no nose or mouth or ears or nothing. You just have a sphere and a boxy shape. That's all you need to practice for like weeks without thinking about the features or stuff like that. So like you start practicing one step at a time. How long did it take you to get the head without the details? Well, actually, it took me like a lot of time. Let me just check from my Instagram, because I was posting consistently when I started practicing. I still have some of my old drawings on my Instagram, so if you scroll down you will find them. Let me just check for you really quick, just to like to show you that I really did practice this basic head for I think for a month. So I didn't add any details, I just kept on drawing this basic head. Yeah, exactly, that's the right answer, Iku. It's you just practice it until it becomes part of you. So like you don't think about this basic head anymore, you just see a face and you can simplify it without like thinking about like the next step or something. Let me just see. Yeah, here. So this one is 2022. Let me just reduce this and change the light. So as you can see, only basic heads. Here I tried to add the hair, but like I found this much better to use. So just basic heads. This is the beginning, July 2020. So just basic heads. I kept on drawing basic heads for like this. I just draw basic heads, basic heads, basic heads. Even the eyes, I try to draw eyes, but like they look flat. So like only basic heads until it becomes part of you. So this is stage 1, and in stage 2, and by the way, there is stage 0. Let me just write it here, stage 0. This stage is the most important one, even more important than the basic head. Stage 0 is the warm-up. You should always warm up before you start drawing. And in your in the warm-up, you just like do like circles and ovals. So like just the basic stuff and lines. So let me just grab a paper and show you like how to practice the lines, because some people just do random lines and they think they are practicing how to control their lines. So first of all, you have to lock your elbow, so you don't draw with your like your wrist. So you draw with either your elbow or your shoulder. So it's you don't draw like these lines. You have to lock your wrist and draw a long line. Try to make it straight. And sometimes to practice, like you can combine like these exercises. Sometimes I drew like 2 dots and I try to connect them with one line. This exercise help you like with hand and eye coordination, and it's really useful to have confident line. This is how I built my confident line. And there is another one, is when you start, like when you draw these lines, try to keep the same distance and make them parallel. So like if you have like printing paper, so like draw these lines on like the whole paper, and then you can draw them like diagonal lines following the same parallel principle, and the same, try to make them the same distance. This exercise will help you with eye and hand coordination. Well, I told you I will focus on the basic stuff on this stream. So this is the most important basic things to understand before even thinking about like drawing or like the likeness, because a lot of beginners they only focus on like the likeness, how can I get to the likeness or something like that, but their drawing it looks off. It doesn't look like it is connected and the features are connected with each other, and the whole construction looks off. But they're still worrying about how to get the likeness. There is a lot more to drawing portraits other than just the likeness. So you can use, as I said, different lines, and you might find it easier to draw a certain line. Like for example, if I draw this direction, I can control the line a lot easier compared to this direction. This direction is a lot harder for me, and then like vertical lines, circles. That's why you may see my drawings like I always draw good circles, because I practice circles like a lot, circles and ovals. So this is the basic stuff you need to practice at stage 0, which is a warm-up that you should keep doing at all these stages. So at stage 2, you still don't focus on the features yet. Stage 2, it's the proportion and like the feature, or like you can call it like the features placement. So you need to think about this like a video game or something. You have level 0 and level 1, level 2, and so on. So in level 2, you don't draw any details on the basic head, and you don't draw like anything, like even the features. You just try to figure out where each feature is located, as well as like the connection between like the features, like between the eyes and the nose and the mouth and stuff like that. So like the reference is connected all together. So for example, there is some basic measurement you should know about, like the thirds of the face. For example, we have the thirds of the face. You just divide the face into 3 equal parts. This one should be here, 3 equal parts, and it will give you the hairline here. So we'll just call it HL, and we have the nose line, and this is the chin line. Some references doesn't follow this rule, but you still if you follow this rule, you can adjust to make it look like your reference. For example, this reference here, he has the middle third is way too large compared to the lower third and the forehead. So if you compare the distance from the chin to the nose, you will see that it should end up here. So the middle third is a lot, it's larger. But if you think about it, when you measure here, it end up here like the start of the nose. So now I know that if I use this measurement, I know that the nose, or like the start of the nose, will be something. Well, I need to change the position of this nose. And make this area here, the middle third, larger. So if I compare it now, it should be, yeah, now it's working. And if I measure again, I know that I will have the start of the nose will be here. So even if this reference doesn't follow the what is called the standard measurement, you can still get something useful out of this measurement. We find where the nose starts using this measurement, even though it has a longer middle third. So we have the start of the nose. Another thing I like to do, especially like in 3/4 view, I try to compare the distance between this cheek and the corner of the nose. So I try to replicate the same distance here just with my eyes, without like measuring it with your hand, because if you keep measuring everything, you will not learn that many stuff. You just try to analyze the reference. And by the way, you may hear me like say analyzing the reference and stuff. This is what I mean by analyzing. I try to see like these distances, like I like to call them like the major landmarks. So we have like the nose, the corner of the eyes, the corner of the mouth. These are major landmarks, and you can find one landmark and it will lead you to the other. For example, if I try to analyze this reference, I noticed that this corner of the nose is aligned with a vertical line with the corner of the mouth. And if I look again, I notice that this corner here aligned with this corner here. So this is how you keep analyzing your reference, and you try to replicate the same thing on your drawing. You don't have to draw these lines on top of your reference, but this is how you should think about analyzing. You see like vertical lines, horizontal lines, and stuff like that. So like for example, the ear, I like to connect it with the nose. So when I find the position of the nose, I try to see its position compared to the ear, and usually you will find it like in normal angles. You should find it like aligned perfectly with a vertical line. In this reference, you can see like it's under this vertical line. So in my drawing, I already have the bottom of the nose. So if I think about that horizontal line, the ear should be probably around here. So the vertical line and here, so the ear will be here, and this is where my ear will be. And as you can see, I simplify the whole ear just with a circle. I'm not thinking about the details, how to draw the ear or stuff like that. I'm trying to only focus on finding the position and the proportion before even thinking about how to draw the eye, ear, or like the feature, because this stuff is what matter most. But like even if you like like if you know how to draw eyes, if you cannot find the exact position, it doesn't matter. You will always struggle with like the second eye and stuff like that. But like if you understand how each feature is connected with the other, like for example the nose with the ear, you will always compare, use a horizontal line to find this corner, then you are good to go with the details and stuff. So let's see again. I told you like about this, the cheek and the nose. So we have the cheek around here, so the corner of the nose I believe will be somewhere here. I'm just drawing a line. I'm not saying that exactly this is where the nose will be. I'm just marking a line, and the more landmarks I will find, the more I will see like how they connect with each other. But for example, if I already told you about this, what I noticed by analyzing this reference, I noticed that this corner is aligned with the corner of the mouth, and I'm trying to also see this position, or like this area here, this space between the corner of the mouth and this area here, and I will try to analyze my drawing using this corner. So I will use this line here, so the corner of the mouth will be here, and if you can, like if you see this space right here, it's almost exactly the same as in my reference. So even though I didn't measure this exact space, I only used another landmark to find the corner of the mouth, I still end up with the same distance. Because like that's what I mean with by saying like the features are connected with each other. When you understand that they are connected with each other, your drawing will improve a lot and your portrait will come all together. So we'll try to find the length of, or like the width of the nose, and I usually just guess the whole width. So for example here I would say it will be around here. I'm not sure. I will just map, like draw a line, and when I find other lines I will compare the whole distance, or like the whole shape. Like for example, if I can see that if I connect these lines I will have a triangle, and I can imagine a triangle here and see if this triangle is the same as the one I have here. And I noticed that in this one here, this bottom is longer than what I have here compared to the other lines. So probably the line should move a bit to the side, somewhere around here. So this is how you should think about when analyzing a portrait. So it's not just okay, it should be here, then I will just draw it, or like start with the eye and then combine everything. It doesn't work like that. You can do that if you have a lot of experience. Like people usually say like, oh, Picasso didn't start with a circle, or like Da Vinci, or like I don't know, some like some professional artists, they start to say like they don't start with this stuff. But like, are you Picasso or something? Picasso drew like more than 1,000 drawing, so you don't have the right to compare yourself to Picasso. If Picasso can start with the ear and then draw the whole head, he can do that because he has more experience than you. You just started like a couple of weeks, or like I don't know, like month, and you try to compare how Picasso is drawing to how you are drawing. Picasso knows about this stuff, like knew about this stuff, without actually thinking about them, because he drew for like his entire life. He started at a young age, so he started drawing from like for years. So you don't have the right to compare yourself, because he has a lot of experience. And when you try to like say, oh, he doesn't draw that, or like he doesn't start with a circle, so it doesn't make sense for me to start with a circle, it's like you are neglecting his work life, or like his whole experience. You are trying to say that if Picasso can draw without starting with a circle, why shouldn't I? So if you think about it that way, you may see like it doesn't make any sense at all. You comparing yourself to a master. Like for example, if you watch I don't know, NBA or something like that, you see like people throwing like the ball like three points, and you try to do the same, but you will actually fail unless you understand like how to position yourself, how to stand, how to hold the ball, and how to throw it. You will never hit a three-pointer. So you need to practice the basic stuff, how to hold the hand, how to hold the ball, and how to shoot before like comparing yourself to professional. So this is like holding the ball. This is the equivalent. This practice is equivalent to holding a ball. You start with the basic stuff, the basic head, stage 1, stage 2, the proportion. You see the connection between the features, and you keep finding one point to the other. So anyway, we have found like the corner of the second the nose. Like we can use this to find the corner of the mouth as well as the corner of the eye, because as you can see, if you imagine a line coming from vertical line coming from the side of the nose, you can see we have the eye just a little to the right, as well as the mouth, because the mouth and the eye are aligned together. And by the way, this is not a rule, so this is just applied to this reference right here. That's why I'm saying you have to analyze your reference. Like for example, if I grab another reference, for example this one here, the corner of the mouth compared to the eye, they are not, they are almost aligned. So I wanted to give you like an example. It's not aligned, but like in this one it's almost aligned. I was surprised. I thought that it's actually aligned. So it's almost aligned. And in profile view, the corner of the mouth will never be aligned with the eyes. So you just try to analyze the whole reference and try to see like some points that are aligned together. Like for example, I can see that the nose and the eye is located, the corner of the eye is located a bit to the left of this in this reference. So it's like this, you just compare. And for example, the ears, if you imagine a line coming through here, through the bottom of the nose, you will see that the ear is at the bottom here. So you just look at your reference and try to analyze like analyze the connection between each feature. So like each feature will help you find the other. So we have the corner here, as I said. We already have the corner of this nose, so the corner of the eye will be somewhere here, which means the corner of the mouth will be around here, and yeah, and so on. So, and I will use this edge here for the corner of the second eye. So it will be, we have this shape in and out. So the corner will be around here and the other corner here, and the other one should be around here. I'm just guessing this distance for this eye because I don't have another landmark. I have one that it's not perfect, or like you can use it, by the way. Like for example, if you imagine like a vertical line, as I said, you can see that it's almost in the middle of the jaw. So I'm comparing everything together to find like the connection between the lines and like the corner or like the landmarks. If you have any question, just you can leave it in the chat so that I know like I can answer your question. So as you can see, my guess was actually right. So it's almost in the center of the jaw. Is this make any sense to you, or you can just let me know in the chat if this makes any sense or not. So this is stage 2. We found like the position of the features for this reference here, and this practice, I would say, similar to stage 1. In stage 1 you should give it like weeks of practice, weeks without adding any details, just to understand how to construct the whole head. And the same thing will happen in stage 2. The thing is, in stage 2 you will be still drawing these basic heads, so it's like combining stage 1 and stage 2. So it's like you have to draw it until it becomes part of you. So in stage 2 you draw the basic head again, but on top of it you draw the position. In stage 3, here you start practicing the features. But when I say the features, I don't mean drawing the features on top of your basic head. Makes sense? Okay, that's great. I'm glad that this stuff makes sense, because sometimes I think like I don't know, like I'm not making any sense. It's hard to explain something without having notes or something like that. So I'm just trying to share what I know. I should probably make a video so like I can organize my thoughts, and it will be a lot better than explain it on a live stream. I think in a live stream it's good because people can ask questions, so I can answer their what they are worrying about at the exact moment. But like in a video, they should like leave a comment and they can answer their question later on. So well, I will see. I would try to make a video so that it will be more organized than this stuff, because this is not organized at all. Anyway, we are at stage 3. In here you will start practicing the feature, but like they won't be on top of your basic head. You will keep drawing this stage 2 alongside stage 3. So in stage 3 you start drawing the feature at whatever order you want to do them. I prefer to start with eyes. So for the feature, you don't practice all the you don't practice all the feature all at once. If you remember, we are trying to break down the whole process. So even in the features, you don't draw all the features all at once. You start with, like, for example, the eyes. You draw them like for I will say like a week. So like week 1 you draw the eyes, week 2 you draw like noses, week 3 you draw the mouth, and so on. Week 4 ears. And even the features, you should also simplify them. So instead of just copying the shapes, like I don't know, like the almond shape, and call it an eye, try to understand how it's the construction of an eye. I already have a video about all the features, so I have a playlist. You can see how I construct the eye, the nose, the mouth, and how to simplify the ears. Does the chart free? Oh, really? I don't know. Is it still working? I don't have any idea if it's working or not. The chart free. What do you mean by that? Can you not send messages or what? I don't know. Just send a couple of dots just to check if it's working. I don't know if it's working or not. So in stage 3, like, we should be doing the warm-ups. You should be doing warm-ups like always, circle, oval, lines, and sometimes you can also instead of just drawing random lines or like parallel lines, you can do this exercise, which is really helpful. It's really helpful to draw this to do this exercise. Like let's see, you draw the a horizontal line, and then you try to draw like one vanishing point, and you try to draw like let's do the two vanishing point. You try to draw cubes just floating around, so something like this, because like if you understand this stuff here, it's like the basic of like perspective. So you draw like this and this. Okay, this exercise is really useful because it will help you see improve in perspective. I used to draw these perspective lines a lot. So these exercises are really good, as well as these 3. But like if you don't have that much time to do the perspective as well, you're good to go with circles, ovals, and the parallel lines. It's working. Oh, okay, that's great. If you have any question, just type it in the chat so that I can get back to you. So I was saying that if you organized your practice at stage 3, you will be doing warm-ups with the circle, oval, and lines, maybe a couple of squares to understand the 3D. And even though you are just drawing the eyes, try to also draw a couple of these bald heads, or like call them whatever. I like to call them basic heads, because it's just a basic head. It's the most simplified version of a head. So yeah, you start with like one basic head, and then you practice the eyes. Let me just try to find one exercise I used to do with the nose. I still have it on my Instagram, my previous posts. Let me just check. Oh yeah, this one here. So here I try to draw as many noses as I could. So I simplify the nose. As always, think about simplification. Simplify the nose with a box and then add the planes. Yeah, like this one here. So there is a box and then the planes, box, planes. And the planes, when I say the planes, I'm referring to Asaro's head's plane. Yeah, good night, Siba. Yeah, no worries, you can watch it tomorrow. Let me just send you a link in the chat. Yeah, any anime draws. Yeah, sure, you are welcome to join anytime. And good luck with your exams, man. Good luck with your exam. I will send in the chat the reference I like to use for the planes of the head. Let me just see. This website is, I don't know if you can hear me because I'm way far from the mic. This website is really useful because you can move the head in 3D. It's called Sketchfab, so you can use the head all around. Let me just see. Yeah, I found them. Okay. I will share two hello. I cannot read this name. So here is the link for the Asaro's head. There is another one I found in this website as well. It's actually good to use for the nose and the eyes. It's more simplified than the other one, the first one, because the first one has a lot of planes in the nose compared to the second link. The second link is a lot simplified with the nose. You just have 3 planes. Thank you, Siba. Yeah, you're welcome, Kabi. You're welcome. So you use this Asaro's head. You use those planes to understand the planes of the eyes, the nose, mouth, and for the ear, you can just watch my video on how to draw ears. I like to simplify them, as I like to simplify it like everything. Okay. So after stage 3, then you start adding like the feature, like what you learned on this after you learn how to draw these features, you can add them to your drawings, because it will be, I don't know, like 2 months or so. Yeah, Siba, they are 3D models. You can move them depend on where the reference, like for example, I have this 3/4. I can just move the 3D model to look like this reference, and I can study the planes of this head without complicating like the whole abstract forms. So anyway, in stage 5, I cannot write it in this paper. Let me just erase this. I cannot erase it, but anyway, so stage 5, I just write it here. Stage 5, this is where things start to get interesting. It will take about 1 to 2 months, maybe 3 months to reach stage 5. So in stage 5, you combine everything, and you draw a full portrait. And by the way, when I say full portrait, I'm not talking about shading. Forget about shading in general. How to draw anime? Well, you can draw anime using these same steps, because anime is just exaggeration of these measurements. If you let me just grab my my ebook. I will show you one of my drawings. I try to draw anime using these same steps. Let me just find the link for my ebook. Okay, I'm logged off. I need to log in. So it doesn't matter what you want to draw, like just focus on simplifying everything. Like you can apply this to anime, you can draw on like whatever medium, painting, I don't know, like digital drawing, traditional drawing. It's the same thing, same principle applied, because understanding this basic head and the placement, and also like breaking down the steps into these stages is useful, because you will not feel overwhelmed with details. You will practice one thing at a time. Think about it like as I like to say, think about it like a video game. Let me just see, where is my ebook? I cannot find my ebook. Great. Oh yeah, I just found it. Yeah. Okay, let me just share my link. Oh, this is confusing. Nah. Oh, what's this? This is confusing. I don't know how this stuff works. Let me just see if I can find some. Yeah, browser. Let me see. Oh no, it's not this. How does this stuff work? I don't know. Come on. Okay, I will just use this. Let me see. I will use this screen. I will share window. Oh yeah, this one. Beginner artist. Okay, this one here. Where is my camera? It's here. Okay, this is my free ebook. You can find the link in the description, and in this what you see in this page, I tried to simplify the whole process from a beginner to reach this professional level. So you start with the basic shapes, as I said, then the basic head. So the basic head is stage 1, and then you move to stage 2, which is the placement, and then you learn at stage 3 how to draw the features, and then the planes of the head from Asaro's head. This is the 3D model, and I like to use this one as well. I just found it on this website. And then you start learning how to draw confident lines, and you practice all this stuff all together to improve your likeness and stuff like that. As for the shading, I will cover that in a separate video, because shading is a lot complicated than this stuff. So this stuff is actually the basic stuff. So you start with just the lines without worrying about shading or the details. So this is how you, this is the progress, or like the stages to reach a professional level. And again, by the way, you can find this ebook, you can find it in the description. It's by the way, it's free, so you don't have to worry about paying or anything. You will find also this practice sheets, which I like to use. Let me just show you how they look once you print them. Let me just remove this screen. So this is the practice sheet I like to use. I have also practice sheets for the features as well. Let me see. Yeah. You can use them digitally as well. So this is for the nose, and also the mouth is here. So you practice one step at a time, and after understanding all this stuff, you combine everything into drawing a full portrait, like here. So you follow these steps and you copy the reference. Let me just show you here. So this is the exercise sheet for the basic head, the eyes, the nose, the mouth, and the ear. You can find the link for this exercise sheets as well as the ebook in the description. The first link in the description. It's free, by the way, so yeah, you're welcome. Let me just see. So as you can see here, I drew Echo from Arcane, or like League of Legends, using the same steps. I want this ebook just to show you. Yeah, I'm using myself as a reference in my ebook. Let me just see. And by the way, some people comment on my Instagram. They say, oh, it's just the Loomis method, why you are using the Loomis method without crediting like the artist or so. Like in my ebook, it's obvious I'm crediting the artist here, like Andrew Loomis. I'm stating like what techniques I'm using. So I'm using the Loomis method and the Riley method, as well as the planes that comes from Asaro's head. So I'm crediting the artist. Anyway, let me just show you the anime. Yeah, here. So animation, like anime or like any style, you can use the same basic head. You just adjust the measurement. For example, anime, you'll find like the middle third, like from the nose to the eyebrow line. Usually you find it like too long because they have big eyes, and you just adjust your drawing. Let me just zoom here. So I followed the same steps, starting with the circle and all those steps. Here is the basic. Here is the basic head here, and then I find like the placement of the features, and then I drew the features, and I end up with this drawing from this reference here. So it doesn't matter if you are using, like, if you want to draw anime or like draw realistic portrait, hyper realistic portrait, chase the the likeness, or I don't know what's your goal is. You can draw like anything. with these steps and simplifying all the steps with like practicing each stage at a time will actually help you improve a lot better, like a lot faster than just trying to copy just one drawing. So like spend like a couple of weeks with stage 1, just the basic head alongside these warm-ups. Then the stage 2, draw basic head and add try to find the feature or like the placement of the features, see like how they are connected with each other. And in stage 3 you practice the features, and I wrote stage 5, but this one should be stage 4, not 5, my bad. So stage 4 you draw a full portrait. So like you combine everything you have learned, you put everything on top of this basic head, and then you start with like adding the planes from Asaru's head. And I think, well, I didn't cover the planes on this video, like this live stream, because the planes they are more important for the shadings, because once you understand like where like the planes and stuff, so you can actually shade a lot better, because you can understand that, like for example we have a rhythm lines here, so you understand like there is this side here is pointing this side, so it should be pointing like in this direction. I don't know if it's visible, but like it should be pointing this direction here, and this front of the face, it should be pointing this direction. So understanding this, understanding the planes will help you shade better, because like if you understand that this area is facing this side and the other one is completely opposite of it, if there is a lighting coming from this side, this area here will be lit with this light, this whole area, but this one here, it will be completely in shadow because the light doesn't reach this area. Yeah, we have a lot like there is other complicated stuff, like for example this area here is coming like inward, so it will not reach the light will not reach this area. And then we have the nose will be blocking the nose will be blocking the whole light from reaching this side here, so we'll have a cast shadow from the nose. These stuff are a bit complicated, so I didn't want to add them to this video. I tried to only focus on the basic stuff, like the most important stuff to start. So like if you are a beginner, you don't have to worry about shading or like I don't know, like the little details. You just focus on these 4 steps at first, learn how to draw a portrait without the shading, and then afterward you can start understanding like the planes and how the lights interacts with an object, and you can apply that to a drawing by understanding the planes. So don't overcomplicate these things. Start with like these stages. Think about it like playing a game. So like you are at stage 1 or like stage 0, so like level 1, and think about drawing a full portrait. Like for example the one I have here. So think about drawing this portrait is like level, I don't know, like level, let's call it 60. So this is level 60. This one is like, you can think about this drawing, this full drawing, as a final boss of a dungeon. So you cannot fight the final boss without defeating the minions. And the minions here are the basic head and understanding the proportion, the placement of the features, and learn how to draw the features. Those are the minion of this dungeon. And at the end of this, let's call it like dungeon, at stage 4, you will fight the boss, which is the full portrait. And if you think about it like this, it will be a lot fun to practice, because you are leveling up whenever you start a different stage, and you will not feel overwhelmed, because like if you think about it like as a curve, the learning process usually happens here in the middle. So like we have this axis for like the difficulty. No, this one is for the difficulty, and this one here is for the skill. So if you pick something that's below your skill, and maybe it's not that difficult, you will end up here. So it will be fun. Like for example, warm up, circle and oval. Maybe drawing a circle, it will be hard at first, like drawing a circle just freehand. Like for example, I can draw a circle freehand because I practice it a lot. You may not be able to draw these circle or like hold the pencil like this. You will find it a bit awkward, but like it will not be like that hard to do, because like it will be at a level that it's not hard, but also it's not easy to the level where you feel just bored. So if it was, the difficulty was easy, it will be around here, and if you have like more skilled, it will end up here, which is outside this area, which means you will get bored. And if it's if your skill is at this level here and you choose something hard, for example drawing a full portrait, you will feel like overwhelmed, because the challenge does not meet your skill. But like choosing the right challenge that match your skill, it will actually be at this area here, which the place where the improvement actually happens. So the more you spend time at this stage here, you will learn, the skill will improve a lot. Then you can move to a you increase the difficulty. So later on, when you understand this whole basic stuff and you can draw a full portrait, once you understand like this full portrait, then let me just draw this graph, because it's actually, if you think about it, it's actually really useful. So we have difficulty, I don't know how that's spelling, and you have the skill. So and we have this area here, we call it like improvement. Yeah, that little graph makes sense actually. Yeah, exactly. So like for example, this is where the improvement happens. So like when your skill is at level 1, usually what happens, beginners try to draw, let's say this is level 100 and this is level 60. So this is level 60, which is similar to what I drew here. So level 60, it's a drawing with like the shading and the details on the eyes and stuff like that. When you are at level 1, the difficulty should also be level 1. So you have, if you choose level 1, then you can practice something that it won't be hard enough to be boring, and it will not be difficult enough to make you feel overwhelmed. So when you pick something at level 100, you will feel overwhelmed. I don't know how that's spelling, but like overwhelmed, that's all. So you will feel overwhelmed, and that will lead you to like quitting, which is the worst thing that will ever happen. So you will just quit because the level of your skill does not match the level of difficulties. And if you try to simplify it this way, it will make a lot of sense and you will actually improve. So for example, you start with level 1 and the difficulty should be level 1. So you start with like the circles, the lines, the parallel lines. So you learn how to control the pencil, because drawing is all about controlling the pencil. So you will always need to draw freehand circle. You will not use tools. You will use just a pencil. So you draw a circle, a line, parallel lines. So you have to practice this, and once you get used to practicing like these circles, you will level up to let's say level 5. So in level 5 you start you already draw these circles perfectly. Like for example, I only drew these circles and lines for like 5 minutes, because like if I were like level 1, well, I used to be level 1. At level 1 I used to draw these circles for like an hour a day. So like I spent too much time drawing circles and lines. But like once I reach, like for example, let's say I'm on level 60, these lines or circles will meet here, so way further than this box here where the improvement happened. So I don't gain any experience. If you play video games, you may find this like makes sense, because if you fight like little monsters, like for example, I don't know, like level 1 monsters, and you are level 60, you will not gain any experience, so you get bored. Thank God I can spell bored. So you will just get bored, and that happens with like everything, especially with drawing. So you start here. So for example, for me, I can draw like for example, I'm practicing to reach level 100. So level 100, the difficulty level 100 actually meet my skill at the improvement area. So this is how you should think. And like for example, in stage 1, I will call it like level 5. Stage 1 is actually difficulty, let's call it level 10. If you can draw this basic head perfectly, and you can actually simplify any portrait you see, it's actually, you will be level 5, and this one here is level 10. So it will be hard to draw these basic heads, but still you are still in the you will still in the improvement area, and you should always keep your practices within this like improvement area. And how can you tell that you are in the improvement area? Well, simply if you draw a portrait and you feel that there is something wrong with it, then you should just move a step back. So for example, if you are bad at shading, I would say that I will be sure like 100% that you still don't understand how the planes work. So like for example, level 60, it would be like compared to, you will be somewhere around here, like level, let's call it 50, and you will be level I don't know, like 30 or so. even though this space doesn't make sense, but anyway, so you will be somewhere here. So no, here, I'm sorry, it should be here. So like you will feel overwhelmed. It's not level 30 but like level 3, so you will be here. So you will also feel overwhelmed, which will lead you to quit. So what you should do, you should decrease the level, go back to level 10, which is this basic head, for example, or like understanding the planes. Once you get back one step backwards, you will not feel overwhelmed. You will find a challenge that's actually more suitable to your level, which will help you to improve, and you can draw better portraits. And as I showed you here, let me just see if I can find it. So as I showed you previously here, as you can see, this is my drawing when I try to draw a portrait. And you have this one here, and please don't judge. And there is this one. So I have a lot of bad drawings. Yeah, this one here, and this one. Let's see, yeah, this one again. As you can see, I try to understand the planes, but yeah, this is actually perfect. So like as I was saying, I jumped to shading and the planes before actually fixing my basic head, because like as you can see in this drawing, it doesn't look right. So even if I add the eyes and the features and also try to add the planes and the shading, it still looks bad, because like it's like I was let me just grab my graph. So let's bring this drawing here. So it's like I was like, let's say I was here, I was level 3, but I tried to do the planes, which is level, let's call it level 50. And the drawing, as you can see, it looks so bad. Even though I tried to add the planes, it was bad. So what I had to do is go back a couple of level backs, like for example level 10, to match my actual skill level. And this here is the basic head. So I started learning more about the basic head, and once when I understood how to draw this basic head, let me just see, because this sketchbook is one of my old sketchbooks. This drawing here, as you can see, I added the planes from Asaru's head. Or let me just grab another reference. Okay, there is this drawing here. As you can see, I added the planes as well in this drawing. So if you compare the planes and the whole structure of this drawing compared to this one here, you can see that I tried to draw the planes and the shading, and my basic head was actually bad. But in this one, even though it doesn't have any shading at all, it still look good. Let me just show you the reference for this one here. Hopefully you can find it in this in here. I cannot find it. Okay, I cannot find it yet. Well, I cannot find the reference, but anyway, when I tried to add the planes to the drawing, it didn't fix my drawing. So usually people, like beginners, when they look at their drawings, they just try to add more stuff to it. And well, I did the same thing. As you can see in this drawing, the drawing was bad, and I thought that if I added more planes and tried to shade it, it will improve, but it didn't. This reference, or like this drawing here, I didn't shade it at all, but like because I understood the structure, or like the whole basic stuff, I drew this reference, even though there are no shading, just some couple of lines, some rhythm lines and planes on the nose, and still this drawing looks a lot better than this one. So adding more doesn't mean the drawing will actually improve or like look better. So instead of adding more, try to move one step back so that your drawing, so your skill can actually match the difficulty. And then I was able to draw this one here. It's a bit simplified, but still I'm trying to simplify everything, like even practicing the shading, I'm trying to simplify the shadow side and also the light side. So this is how you can actually improve. Let me just go back, find my pages. I don't know. Oh, okay, I found it. Here we go again. If you remember, or like if you understand this basic stuff, you will improve. Just forget about the details. Oh, I took my camera. Forget about the details, forget about like the likeness, because there is a lot more to learn about portrait than just focusing on the likeness. Because if you don't understand this constructive thing, you can never get to the likeness, because this stuff will lead you to a fork road where you can choose between like understanding, leading towards the likeness, or like leading towards hyper realistic drawings, or maybe anime, or like creating your original characters and stuff like that. So what I mean by that, drawing this basic head, or like understanding this basic head, is crucial to draw the whole portrait, what medium you are using. Like for example, some people may say like, well, I'm drawing digitally, so does this apply to digital drawing? Well, of course, because this stuff is not focused on the medium you are using. It's just basic stuff. If you understand it, you can apply it to whatever medium. I hope this stuff I hope this makes sense, and I hope you understood this graph here. I don't know, I just try to explain it with something like, I don't know, like I know that people play video games, so, or at least they have a basic knowledge of how video games actually works. So using the video game principle can actually help you. So instead of focusing on something like the full portraits, which will be level 100 or level 60, when you are just level 3, it doesn't make any sense. So it will lead to feeling like overwhelmed, which actually lead to quitting. And if you just do lines and circles, you will get bored. But like if you are just starting and you cannot control your lines, and you don't have confident lines, you still have to draw circles and line, even if it's boring, but it's important for your improvement. And yeah, that's about it. It makes sense. Well, I'm glad that it makes sense. So you just have to remember this this stuff here, and you will actually improve if you focus on one stage at a time. I will guarantee, well, I guarantee that you will improve, because there is no way that you won't improve using this stuff, because I did it, and you are here watching me teaching you how to draw, where I would never thought I would be at this position when I was drawing this portrait. If someone told me that in the future I will be teaching people how to draw based on what I was like, based on the level I was, I wouldn't trust what they are saying. Like, can you imagine? This is my portraits. So that's why I guarantee this stuff. I can guarantee that if it doesn't matter what level you are at right now, because look at this drawing, man. Look at this drawing. It's so bad. So like, it doesn't matter which level you are at right now. If you understand this stuff and you focus on one stage at a time, you will actually improve. So I will leave you with this comparison. So the person who drew this one and this one, oh, it's the same person. It's about like 3 years or so. The difference between the two, it's 2 years. That's why I say I can guarantee that you will improve, because it happened to me with this level. To reach this level, I just focused on this stuff. So hopefully you will listen to this random dude telling you how to improve your art. I hope you improve. Yeah, that's the whole point. Yeah, I hope you improve, and don't forget to go to the link in the description to get this ebook here. Let me see. Yeah, this ebook, it's free. You just go to the link in the description and you will get this ebook. It has the basic information that you should know about drawing, as well as the exercises like this one here. Let me just turn this camera. Yeah, like these exercises. You might find them helpful if you print them, and you can use them on digitally as well, like on Procreate or Photoshop. Thank you for joining me on this stream, and I hope I see you in future streams where I'm not just talking and explaining this abstract stuff. Maybe you can watch a video, like a full process video of me drawing a portrait, and you can ask me anything while I'm doing so. And if you want to share your portraits for feedbacks, or you can just share it with the audience, you can always join the Discord server. All the links are in the description. Thank you for joining, and I hope to see you in this the next one. Yeah, you're welcome. I will try to make a video next week, or probably the one after the next week. I will try to make a video. It will be around this stuff, because as I said, this is the most important things. I will try to structure a video so that I will make more sense than